Hello and welcome to my channel that's been dead for 10 months. Today what I'm going to show you is a Morrowind build that's extremely easy to play for a beginner, or I don't want to say anything current players. No offense. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to make a pretty easy to play build, how to get some stuff early on that's quite powerful, and how to make some easy money at the beginning as well. So let's get into it. As you can see here, I have Morrowind graphics and sound overhaul installed, which makes the game look pretty nice and adds some nice sounds as well. Apart from that, I have Tamriel rebuilt and Fair Magicka Regen 2.0 installed. If I remember, I'll put a link down to these mods in the description below. So first and foremost, what you want to do is set the settings to your liking and always use best attack on, because Morrowind has three types of attacks, which is chop, slash and thrust, I think, and each of these different attacks do different amounts of damage depending on the type of weapon, and you do them normally based on your movement. So for example, I think if you walk forwards you use thrust, so when you use a spear, thrust does more damage than a chop, for example, since it's a spear. So make sure to always use best attack on, because then you don't have to bother with the different movements, unless you want to, of course, which is also fun, but don't really see the purpose in that. So yeah, be sure to turn that on. So when you get out of shape, you'll be greeted by this guard. The guard will open the character creation menu, where you can select your race, your sex and your looks. Races have different stats. Some of them have special powers, some of them have like abilities, but I'll get to all of that in a future video, maybe sometimes. I'll just skim over the races real quick. Argonians are pretty well rounded. They have some resistance to poison and diseases, and they are pretty good with spears and stuff, so they probably are the best played as fighters. Brents and High Elves are the best mages, Dark Elves are the best battle mages, Imperials and Redguards are the best knights, Orcs are really good tanks, and then Nords are pretty good barbarians. So that's pretty much the races, really simplified for you. And one thing I forgot to mention actually is the Khajiits are the best thieves. Now, nothing is stopping you from playing, for example, an Orc Mage. It's still fully playable and you'll be pretty good at the end of the game anyways, but the most efficient ones are the ones I just listed. So before we're gonna make our class, never pick a pre-made or generated class, since those are absolute garbage. The build I'm about to show you is better than those, but it's still not the most efficient class. I'll maybe make a video on how to make an efficient class later, but right now I'm just going to show you one that's really easy to play. So the build I'm about to show you is not at all the most efficient or best build you're ever going to see. It's just one that's easy to get into. You'll hit your enemies pretty much all the time at the start, and you'll be moving pretty fast, which are the problems most people have with Morrowind when they first get into it. So for our primary attributes, we're going to be speed and endurance. Speed will make us move faster, endurance will give us more health and health per level. And I forgot to say, I think it also gives you maximum stamina as well. So for our primary attributes, we're gonna go heavy armor, we're gonna go block, we're gonna go athletics, long blade and restoration. I'll put restoration, had to take that with a grain of salt because it's probably not the best one. You can put something else you want, but I'll just go restoration because that'll keep you from dying all the time. You can put there something else if you want, but just if you're gonna go with this build, just at least pick the first four primary attributes that I just listed. For our minor skills, we're gonna go acrobatics, we're gonna go speechcraft, we're gonna go security. The last two are optional, but let's just go over the ones that I picked. Acrobatics, because you'll be leveling acrobatics all the time, and if you have it as your minor skill, you will gain proper levels because of that. Speechcraft, because some quests require you to talk to people and raise the disposition, so if you decide to raise your speechcraft, you don't have to bribe them. Security is because if you don't pick security, you'll have to open locks with spells and scrolls. If you want to open it with spells, pick alteration instead of security. So for the optional skills on armor and destruction, to be honest, I have no idea what with armor. Armor is a completely, pretty much useless skill. It'll be pretty useful at the start, but at the end you'll have so much money you can always just pay a smith to repair your items. If you raise it to 100, it's a pretty decent skill, but I'll probably won't be doing that. Destruction I picked because just for an additional source of damage. So that's the build, I think, pretty much. Well, I'll show you the build burst sign in a second here. So, for your burst sign, you either want to go the warrior or the steed. The steed raises your speed, so you'll just move faster. That's what I picked. Or the warrior, which raises your attack. Attack is a stat that's pretty rare to find, but it raises your chance to hit stuff. So if you really dislike the combat system, pick the warrior because it raises your attack with 10 points. So here's a pro tip: if you steal an item and you drop it before the guard catches you, the guard won't take the item from you because it's no longer in your inventory and it's on the ground, so you won't take it. But after that you can still pick it up and it won't count as stealing. So you can steal stuff, drop it on the ground, let the guard catch you, then pay the bounty or whatever, and then pick the thing up that you just stole. Which is what I'm doing with the limeware platter, which you should take always because it's worth 650 gold, which is pretty good for the start. So as I'm doing here, I drop the item, the guard is talking to me. At the start you won't get a bounty because you haven't completed the tutorial yet, so he'll just say don't do that, and you can just pick it up without getting a bounty. So that's a pretty good thing that the developers forgot to handle. So once you're in here, you'll just steal everything. You won't get caught, and you'll just sell all of this pretty much later, except for some items. For example, I think you'll just sell everything. Yeah. Also, you can use candles as torches. So as I'm doing here, I can just have a candle and have it light up the room when I'm holding it. All food items in this game are alchemy items, so you can make potions with bread, for example. And lockpicking, for example, I'll show you how lockpicking works in a second. Okay, so here's a lockpick that I just took from the table, and it's just all pure lock based. So, and if you don't have a high enough lockpicking skill, security skill, it will say that the lock is too complex and you can't pick it whatsoever. But otherwise, it's just completely lock based. So after that you want to go out here, go check out the barrel right there, because there's a ring that's for a quest and you'll get around 100 gold. If you complete the quest you can just leave the quest undone and you'll have more gold actually, but I always complete it because my journal will get clutters. I'll go get to the journal in a second. So when you're in here, talk to this guy, just click on all the topics. And now you have completed the tutorial, so now you can just do whatever you want. You can fucking drown yourself if you want to. So you can just quit watching if you were just for the build. If you weren't, you did made a big mistake. That wasn't that good of a build. It was just one that's easy to play. I'll just start showing you some pretty easy things to get money from and some pretty good loot. A couple of things about the UI. You can resize the windows all you want. You can move them around. You have a button at the top right of each window that will make them like stay there while you're gaming in like real time. If they're clicked, they will stay there, like I have the map right now. Now you want to give the ring you took from the barrel to this guy right here, Fargoth. He's a fucking meme, by the way. You just give the ring to him, you'll get it back later through a quest, you'll steal it actually, and you'll get some gold from it at the same time. So now you want to go to the trader. Don't go through the front door because it's locked. Go through the back. There's a guy standing right there. You have a higher disposition towards him because you gave the ring to Fargoth, which made him like you more. So just buy some heavy armor and a shield and a longsword that's one-handed. Also, the blue bar above a chat box, or the talking dialogue window is what it's called, is above like the persuasion and stuff. That's how much they like you. The higher number, the better. Now what you want to do, you want to go talk to this guy upstairs. He'll tell you that Fargoth owes him some money. You'll take the quest from him, and then I'll show you what you have to do. Just accept the quest. So I'll do it, and then go downstairs, go outside, and go to the lighthouse, and then I'll show you what you have to do there. So at the lighthouse, I'll show you how sneaking works, because there's just one person here, and it's pretty easy to hide from them. So there she is. So if you go behind the spall and you go crouching, they won't see you, and you know they won't see you. At the bottom left, it'll like show a sign of a hand about to grab a bag. If you can see that, that means you're hidden, and if it disappears, it means that you've been spotted. So what you do now, you just go upstairs, you take all this stuff here, especially take the book, because it's skill books are more valuable, so you can see it at the value if they're skill book or not. Just take it in relation to skill, some skill, and it's worth a lot of money. So when you sell it, you get like around 200 gold, I think. So just wait until it's night, and you'll see Fargoth sneaking around. I just got this right here, so you don't have to watch me watch Fargoth. So as you can see here, Fargoth is the bossman with the torch in his hand, and he's going towards those poor people houses, the peasants' houses. So he'll go into that pool and he'll put his stuff there. After he's out of there, you can just wait until it's daytime again, and you go there, take his stuff, and then you go back to the guy. I'll show you. So this is Fargoth's hiding place. It's just a tree stump in the middle of a pond. He has to lockpick some gold and his ring. So after this, you go back to the guy that gave you the quest. If you stop now, you actually have more gold. I just give him the gold because it doesn't matter. It's just a couple hundred gold, but and so that way it doesn't clutter my journal. I'll show the journal in a second as well. So just give him the stuff back. If you do it the way I do, you don't have to. You can just leave this quest right here. You'll have more money, as I've said. So the journal is pretty bad unless you have the Tribunal DLC. With the Tribunal DLC, you'll have this options tab which has all the topics, and you also have like a quests tab which will show you all the, if you click on the quest there, it will show you all the journal entries that have something to do with the quest you just clicked on. So another pretty easy quest at the start, and it'll give you some money. It's called Death of a Taxman, I think, and you just go to the outskirts of Sedanin, as I'm doing right here, and it'll have a body of a imperial man. He'll have some money and a tax record. I'll show you what you do with the money in a second. I'll just have to find his body first. Because of the mods I have downloaded, he's really hard to find. So around here I get attacked by one of those worm things, I don't remember what you call them. But you can see how this build is pretty decent at attacking. I hit him pretty much half of the time, which is really good for a start. Actually, I think I hit him more than half. I hit him around 70% of the time. So there's the body. You take the gold and the tax record. Just don't use the gold on anything yet. I'll show you what you do. You just have to go back to Sedanin real quick. So what you'll do is you go back to the guy that you helped you make your class and pick your birth sign. You'll talk to him, but do not say that he didn't have any money. Give him the money, and you'll get more money in return after you've killed one person. So I'll just show you where he is. If you don't want to know where he is and you want to do the quest properly, I'll put a timestamp somewhere on the screen around now. That'll show you where you have to skip to in order not to be spoiled. So I actually mess up here because I enter his house and start fighting him before I rest outside, because I have 0 like stamina left, and he uses no weapons. And if he's unarmed, he'll do damage to your stamina first until it's completely drained. Then you'll fall to the ground, and then he'll start dealing damage to your health. So I try to drink a stamina potion real quick, and I'll go outside and rest for like an hour, and then I'll go back and fight him. So be sure to rest before you enter his house. Don't make the same mistake I did. So you have full stamina before you go fight him, because you have very little chances of hitting people with your weapon when your stamina is completely drained. And with long swords, you will have to hold your attack button a bit longer before you properly release it, because long swords otherwise don't do a lot of damage. So just be sure to hold your attack button a bit longer. So you just take the gold, you take the ring, because the ring is also quite valuable, and you just go back to the guy that gave you the quest, and he'll give you some like 500 septims. So you go back to him, you talk to him about it, he'll give you some money. I'll show you one more thing and then I'll end this episode, because it's already like 15 minutes long. It's way longer than I intended it to be. It's in Vivek in the Redoran Can. It's some pretty easy ebony armor. Okay, so what you'll do, you'll take the Stealth Strider and you'll go to Vivek. And at Vivek you'll go through past the Foreign Quarter and go to the Redoran Quarter. The Redoran ones are not the quarter, the canton. Go to the Redoran Canton. And once you're in there, you'll go to Draller Manor, I think it's called. It's the one that you're seeing on screen right now. So you'll go over there, and then you'll go upstairs, and then there is this woman in a room, and the room has a set of drawers, I think, and then through there you'll take the key and you'll just run out as fast as possible. You just run, okay? Just don't fuck around, because if someone knocks you down, you're fucked. Just go outside. They won't follow you outside of their house, because they won't enter other cells like they do in Oblivion or Skyrim. So you're just free, and you don't have a bounty when you get out here. So then you just go through the Redoran Treasury and you go all the way down. Don't mistake it with another door that I did. You'll see soon what door I thought it was. It's all the way down, and because you have the key, you can just open the door without any problems. No one will say anything about it. You won't be caught doing it, unless if they see you stealing stuff, they won't do anything about it. But it's pretty easy to steal stuff when the guard leaves the room, like he does right here. You just close the door and you can take everything in here. So that's my last thing that I'll tell you, last tip I'll give you this episode. If I ever do make another episode, I don't know, but that's another concern for another day. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Leave a dislike if you want to, leave a like if you want to, subscribe, don't subscribe. I really don't care, I'll upload like once every year or so. So if you want to see more, just subscribe. If you don't. That's all I have to say. Have a good day, I guess, or night, or morning, or whatever, whenever you're watching this. Goodbye.